Hey guys, welcome to Blacktop's mobile boondocking kitchen. So it's getting kind of late now. It's like 8:30. I'm gonna sit down, have some dinner, watch some TV, and I figured I'd make some pumpkin bread. So what I picked up was just a packet of pumpkin muffin mix. This is the kind that you add milk. I find that if you use the ones that add milk, they come out much better than the ones that are just add water. And even if it says just add water, I usually do half water, half milk, and use that as well, and it seems to come out okay. But I like the ones that say just add milk. You can get the other ones that say add oil, add eggs too. Those are obviously even better, but these are nice and simple. And when it's cold out, there's just something about the smell of like pumpkin spice and baking the bread in the camper. Just smells good. It gives it a kind of hominess, you know what I mean? Now instead of regular milk, I do use the almond milk. I don't think I've ever baked with almond milk before because I just started drinking this year, but see what happens. The other thing that I like to use is my cast iron bread pan. And the reason why is RV ovens the temperature is not that good. They're not very accurate as far as temperature. Cast iron helps take out those spikes in temperature. So cast iron heats up, it holds the heat and keeps it more, more constant. Now the pumpkin spice that just add milk, I put it into a Ziploc bag. I do a lot of my mixing in Ziploc bags because I just throw the Ziploc bag away. I know it's one more piece of plastic in the landfill, or actually most of these are recyclable now, I believe. You can add all your ingredients, you knead it up, squeeze it out, and it really helps with the cleanup. It's not another bowl, a spoon, and everything else. The last thing I want to do is continuously wash dishes when I'm out here because I do have to lug water back and forth. So that's what I like to do. Just going to look over the directions real quick, see for the temperature to preheat the oven. It says 425. I'm going to do 375 to 400 only because I don't really know what temperature the oven's going to be at. And I'd rather go a little lower and check the center with a knife or whatever to make sure that it gets done rather than have it be burnt and still be raw on the inside. So I'll go a little lower, like I said, 375 to 400 rather than 425. The inside temperature needs to be 190 degrees. I don't know if that helps. If you have a temperature thermometer or a probe, stick it in there when it's 190, pull the cake out. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to add some almonds. Something about the texture of a little bit of crunch in banana nut bread I like. So we're just going to crush them up a little bit. We don't want them huge. And put, 2 good handfuls in there. I wouldn't say handfuls, probably maybe 1 handful. I don't measure much. It is what it is. It'll come out fine. If you wanted to add raisins or something like that, I'm sure you could. Now you got to remember too that RV ovens have a pilot light that needs to be lit. You need to turn the knob on to pilot, push it in, go in there and light the pilot, hold it for a second or two, release it, make sure the light stays, the flame stays lit, and then you're good to go. But before I leave or before I go to bed at night, I like to shut it off and turn the pilot off as well. Okay, so we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. I only have a 1 cup measuring cup, so I'm going to fill it 3/4 of the way full. Again, something, it is what it is. We'll see how it comes out. I just knead it up, make sure everything gets in there. You just want everything to be moistened. It doesn't need to be perfectly smooth. Now the cast iron, let's see here. I think my pan is outside. I do most of my cooking outside, so I keep the pan out there. We're going to spray the cast iron liberally. Get it, spray all the nooks and crannies with the pan. I'll do it over the sink just to... Cast iron loves a little bit of oil. I mean, you're actually doing it a favor by using Pam, canola oil, vegetable oil, lard, whatever it is. A lot of people don't cook. They don't use their ovens and their stoves to their full potential only because I don't know, they feel like they shouldn't. I don't know, I love cooking in the camper. It's a different type of cooking. You try to keep it more simple, obviously. Cleanup is a little harder, so you gotta, think about those things. But I love cooking and baking different things. Now I'm going to take a little bit of flour and I'm going to flour the pan. This is just going to help ensure that we don't stick. The excess go in the garbage. So you have a nice floured pan. You guys can see that. I just turn this light on too. That might help a little bit. So there you go, nice floured pan. And then squeeze it all out right into the pan. Take your time. Get as much of it in there as you can. Now this pan is probably a little large for this amount. I'm sure it'll still come out good. And just get it to fill the bottom. Then, just for a topping, we're going to add some rolled oats. Sprinkle those right on top. And then we'll spray it with a little bit of Pam, and that should help hold it all together and brown. And wait for the oven to come to temperature. It's going to take a little bit. That'll have a chance to settle for a couple minutes. Rehydrate all the grains of flour. You want that to be nice and hydrated. And in the oven it'll go. All right, let's get this in the oven. Now, because the oven might not heat evenly, I'll actually turn the pan halfway through. So I'm going to let it go for like 10 or 12 minutes. So what I'll do is after like 5 or 6 minutes, I'll spin the pan and check it out. Looking good. While we're waiting for that, I might as well play the guitar for a little bit. All right, well, it's been 6 minutes. Let's spin it around in there. Starting to rise. And we'll let it go another 6 minutes and check it. Oh man, that is smelling good. let's check out it. Sure smells good. We're going to close this up so we don't lose the heat. Put it in for another couple minutes, just a couple, maybe 2 minutes. All right, let's take it out. Should be done. So there you have it. Let me just take it out. The cast iron is going to remain hot for a while, so I don't want to overcook it. So let's take it out of the cast iron. Hopefully it releases, which it did. No stickage. And there you have it. Nice loaf. I'll bring the camera over and we'll cut it in a couple minutes. Trying to do this one-handed. Well, sure looks good. That's good. The oats and the walnuts add a nice crunch to it, nice texture. Thing is, it's still nice and warm. It's almost dangerous. I could eat the whole thing. And I probably will, just not tonight. Small things like that make the experience so much more enjoyable. You know, just making something that you wouldn't normally make or something that you would normally make takes very little time. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid of your oven, your cooktop in your camper. It's there to be used. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to sit down and actually have another piece of this and watch some TV and probably hit the rack a little earlier tonight. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Be safe traveling the tubes. Take care.